right, here is the Pretty Fresh release. This is a brand new collection with Hyaluronic Tinted Moisturizers, a new primer, a new setting mist, and the brand new sponge. Look at her. All right, so this is the first time they release sponges, so I'm kind of really excited. There are 24 new shades. The range is usually within, actually, it is only warm tones and cool tones. I don't think it matters because the actual coverage of this is very mild. You get a very, very slight tint. It just helps a little bit with your redness. It's for the type of thing that you want to wear when you're only looking for a slight coverage. So we're gonna do some in-screen swatches to show you how something would look with one layer versus two layers, etc. This is the setting mist. They both kind of like a hard plastic packaging, and they're both infused with coconut water, not to be confused with coconut oil, which does have some skin type of situation. Some people are sensitive to coconut oil. It's actually oil-free, silicone-free, paraben-free, and there it is. So let's get to the swatches because I know that's what you guys came here for. All right, so we're gonna do a bit of a screen test with layers so you guys see what's the coverage in this. My shade is 10N, medium 10N, and we're going, N stands for neutral, by the way. So I added a little bit on my arm. I'm going to use the ColourPop F8 brush, which is an angled foundation brush with quite a bit of density. So we're going to add one swatch to this so you guys see sort of what we're dealing with. This would be one layer on the skin. Obviously my arms are a little bit darker than my face. On with a second layer, we're going to see a bit more of a coverage. And I'm going to take some pictures now. I'm going to do my face and kind of put them like one layer, two layers, three layers, so you see the difference. So it's very light, it's very moisturizing. The times that I've tried it, it feels nice on the skin and it doesn't really look like you're wearing anything. You can still see my birthmarks. You can still see a lot of my redness with the first layer. Then the second layer, the redness gets a little more subdued. And the third, I actually tried even a third layer and it starts looking more like a light foundation. So this is meant to be a tinted moisturizer. So this is what we did with it. Now, just to go a little bit wild, I'm going to try it with a bit of a darker tone. I'm going to try dark N, and I'm going to do all these swatches anyway. I'm preparing to do them. But I'm going to try this is dark N, neutral. Dark 20N, sorry. And I'm going to do a bit of a one layer situation. After this, I'm going to try it with the sponge as well. So you see, it applies pretty evenly, at least on my arm. And if you start adding a little bit more layers to this, it's very buildable. You start getting a little bit more of our actual foundation type of coverage. So this is the comparison. As you can see, my arms have a lot of spots. I have a lot of little birthmarks. I'll have a little, scrapes and burns and little scars and things like that. So that's how you see the type of layering that we're talking about. I'm going to wash my brush and wet my sponges, and we'll get back. Fair 3 warm with my brand new sponge, and I already wetted this. It's already double the size, and we're going to try this. So I'm trying a lighter shade here now, and I'm actually going to put here, and say you were to apply it with whatever side. Well, usually people use this side for like carving and sculpting your cheekbones and all of that. I don't do none of that contouring, so I just use this end and apply it. So we're going to apply, this is a very fair shade, and we just dab it, and this is how it would look applied with the sponge. It's your preference what you like to use. I personally use a lot of brushes, and I leave sponges more for dewier type of things, but it looks like this actually applies really well with this. So I might just try this today with the sponge. I just got the sponge. I actually had all these stories recorded already with the brush, and I didn't know there was a sponge dropping. I just found out. So this is me already putting a few more layers, and this is a lighter skin tone than my skin tone. So just wanted to, oh, and I have a little scratch here. I have no idea how that happened, but anyway. The pricing changed from the time that we received the postcard. So the pricing is now as follows. The set, it comes with the primer, the mist, and the sponge is going to be $25. The primer separately and the mist are going to be $12 each. And the tinted moisturizer itself is going to be $14. The sponge will be $7. It will be sold separately. So this is my arm. I don't have any primer on. I'm going to apply this little bit of primer. And this is my arm with a little bit of the primer on it. There's no shimmer. It's just, it looks nice and moisturized. This is just a demonstration of the mist. That is how it looks, just so you can see how it sprays. And there we have the rest of the shades with the darker tones and darker medium tones. I built these up so you guys could tell the shades, because one layer wasn't showing me actual color, like a color difference. Alright guys, so I did a little oxidation test. This is 15 minutes after I put the swatches on my arm. They look pretty much the same. Now we're going to look at the medium dark to deep dark swatches with the names, and also a comparison of all the colors all together. I also added a little picture of me with one layer, actually 2 layers and 3 layers. Thank you for watching, guys.